If you've been dreaming of a compact gaming PC that looks like a Mac Mini but runs Windows and can actually handle modern AAA titles, well, you might want to pay attention to this one. A new mini PC from Yohris has caught the internet's attention, and it's already making waves thanks to its price-to-performance ratio. For around $510, this little box is running an Intel Core i7 and an RTX 4000 series GPU, and it's pushing Cyberpunk 2077 over 120 FPS. That's right, performance you'd usually expect from a bulky gaming laptop or desktop, now inside a palm-sized system. So what exactly are we looking at here? In a recent video, the well-known YouTuber ETA Prime got hands-on with the Yohris Mini PC. The first thing that jumps out is its design. It really does look like an Apple Mac Mini, clean and minimal, but instead of being locked into Apple's ecosystem, this one is running Windows with full-on PC gaming hardware inside. Under the hood, you'll find an Intel Core i7-13620H processor, paired with an Nvidia GeForce RTX 4050 laptop-class GPU, backed by 16 GB of DDR5 RAM and a 512 GB SSD out of the box. But the real kicker here is upgradability. Unlike most laptops that use similar hardware, this mini PC actually lets you pop it open with just 4 screws and upgrade both the RAM and SSD. You can go all the way up to 64 GB of DDR5 memory and a 2 TB SSD, which is pretty generous for something this small. Connectivity also doesn't disappoint. On the back, you're getting power input, 4 USB 2.0 ports, 2 USB 3.2 Type-A, dual HDMI, a Thunderbolt 4 port, and separate line-in and line-out audio jacks. On the front, there are 2 more full-size USB 3.0 ports. Combine that with Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.2, and you've got a machine that can drive triple display output right out of the box. That's 2 HDMI plus Thunderbolt, which is impressive considering the size. Now, let's talk performance. ETA Prime ran several benchmarks to see how this system stacks up. In Geekbench 6, the Core i7 logged about 2,500 points in single-core and 10,724 in multi-core. That's slightly below the average for this chip, but still very respectable. Meanwhile, the RTX 4050 posted an overall 3D Mark-Time SPI score of 8,659, with a graphics score of 8,300, which is actually higher than Notebook Check's averages for this GPU. Of course, benchmarks are one thing, but real-world gaming is where this little PC really shines. ETA Prime tested a bunch of modern titles, and the results were surprisingly strong. Forza Horizon 5 at 1440p high, with DLSS off, easily cleared 100 FPS. Cyberpunk 2077 at 1080p high with DLSS quality mode was already very playable, but once frame generation was enabled, averages pushed beyond 120 FPS. Hogwarts Legacy at 1080p medium with DLSS balanced averaged around 80 FPS. Marvel Rivals at 1080p high with DLSS quality came in at about 108 frames per second. God of War Ragnarök at 1080p high with DLSS balanced ran smoothly, though going ultra in most games did start to hit VRAM limits. So while you're not maxing out every setting in every game, the fact that this $510 box can deliver high refresh gaming in some of the most demanding titles of the past few years is pretty remarkable. What about heat and power draw? During stress testing, the CPU package spiked briefly to 82 watts before settling at 45 watts sustained, while the RTX 4050 stayed comfortably under the 80-watt ceiling. Temperature-wise, the Core v7 did average about 73 degrees Celsius in 1440p, gaming and spiked as high as 96 degrees Celsius under load, meaning there may be some occasional thermal throttling on the CPU side. The GPU, however, fared much better, sitting around 64 degrees Celsius with a peak of 75 degrees Celsius. In short, thermal management is more favorable for the graphics card than the processor, but overall still pretty well balanced for a system this size. So, is it worth it? At $510, the Yohris Mini PC is definitely attractive, though pricing may vary depending on where you live, plus possible taxes or import duties. But what you're getting here is a compact Windows gaming PC that doesn't take up desk space, lets you upgrade storage and RAM easily, and delivers performance well above what you'd expect at this price point. For people who want a small form factor gaming rig, maybe for a living room setup or a secondary system, this looks like an incredible value. It's not going to replace a high-end desktop with a full-fat RTX 4080 anytime soon, but if you're on a budget and love the idea of Mac Mini looks with Windows gaming power, this Yohris box is definitely worth keeping on your radar. That's the Yohris Mini Gaming PC. Compact, upgradable, surprisingly powerful, and under $600. What do you think? Would you pick one up as your main gaming machine, or maybe as a travel-friendly rig? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more tech and gaming updates.